Come on, I know it's Wednesday. We're almost to Friday. Y'all can do better than that. Good morning, everybody. That's better. Well, welcome everybody out to Overall Creek. Really impressed with the amount of other students that we have with us today for the graduation, and it's a great turnout of parents and other friends and relatives that came to participate in today's ceremony. We're going to start out shortly with the Pledge of Allegiance, but before we get to that, I'd like to introduce just a few of my co-workers and some other people we'll meet a little bit later, so I'm not going to forget anybody, but it takes a lot of work to make the DARE program work, and especially on graduation days, getting everything set up and making sure everything's right. We got quite a few of our staff here today. We got Officer Radzinski, Officer Meeks, Officer Parkhurst, Officer Radley, and Officer Dry. One of our bosses is here, Major Atkinson. Thank you for coming. Y'all know this guy sitting over here on the end. Officer Williams. This is his home school, or one of them, and I know y'all love him here, and we'll introduce a couple of other guests here shortly. All right, I'm going to call on a few young people to come up here and help lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So young people, if I call your name, just come stand right here in the middle, and you'll be facing the flag on the wall. Karsten Rupp, Christine Wolvington, Shania Williams, Ariel Leinard, London Smith, Annalise Riley, Corrine Burgess, Corson Boyce, Drew Stockham, Addie Cobb, Danny Weitzman, and Rowan Strong. And if everyone else would please rise, we'll let these young people lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, guys. Before I call up our first guest speaker, just to give maybe you parents or other relatives, people in the audience, a little bit of an idea about the DARE program and kind of a little closer look at it. It's a 10-week curriculum that, like in this school, Officer Williams is the assigned SSEO officer here, and he get to come in, and of course it takes up a lot of time, a lot of the teacher's time too, because it's 1 hour every 10 weeks that a DARE officer will come in and deliver the curriculum. And we've been doing this since 1992 in Murfreesboro. We teach it in all 12 of the city schools, a couple of the private schools. And basically, each lesson builds upon each other. They talk about things like, of course, peer pressure, bullying, just making good decisions, making wise choices. They have a DARE decision-making model that they can refer to help them make good decisions. They talk about how to be a positive person in the community, how to deal with stress, how to be an effective listener, a better communicator, and it just goes on and on and on. Once the end of the DARE curriculum has been taught, if y'all have y'all taken your DARE planners home yet? Some of you. If they haven't brought them home yet, they'll get to, and you'll get to see exactly what they got to do throughout the semester. They work, some of the work is done in solo work, some of it's done in pairs, they work in teams, just a lot of good team building exercises. And basically all DARE is another tool for them to put in their toolbox to learn to say no to a drug offer or an offer of violence. It's unfortunate that probably they're going to be faced with an offer to do drugs a lot sooner than we as parents and police officers and teachers and everybody else would like to think that they would be introduced to that kind of activity. But now they definitely have the tools to say no and know the different ways they can say no. So It's really exciting to see them get to where they are today and be able to sit here and graduate. A couple other things we're going to do is we give away a few awards. You see an awards table over here. We're going to give away a Dare Boy and a Dare Girl award in each class. And what we do is ask the students we give each student a ballot. We tell them it's not a popularity contest, but we want them to really examine each other and think who's already showing good decision-making skills and good leadership skills, and so their peers get to vote on the Dare Boy and Dare Girl. And then we'll also give awards out for the Dare Essays. We have first, second, and third place in every class. So that's another thing you'll get to enjoy. You get to hear the first place essay read up here for everybody to enjoy and learn from that. And that's of course, you see how many kids there are. Chris taught 5 of these classes here this year, so that's a lot of essays he had to read. I only taught 1 class, so I only had to read about 23 essays. But it's still, even though it's rewarding, and sometimes you wonder, are the kids really listening? Are they paying attention? Are they in la la land? And then you read their essays, and you're like, wow, okay, they really were listening, and that's better than I thought it would be. And I will say that I've got, I'll talk a little bit more about this later, but I just realized this morning on the way here, since I taught 1 class at Overall Creek this year, that I have finally completed the circle in Murfreesboro. I've taught at every school now. Now that I finally got to teach at Overall Creek, I guess that means I'm getting old. Well, we'll get on to more of the certificates and the awards and all that later. But first, I would like to invite the assistant principal, Mr. Torres, up to say a few words to y'all. Will y'all make him feel welcome, please?
Thank you, Sergeant Walker. I have the privilege to introduce today's speaker, which I'll do in just a moment. But I do want to make just a few quick remarks. I want to thank all of our parents and guests who are here to watch all of our 5th graders who have worked so hard for 10 weeks, learning ways to say no, learning how to handle themselves in some difficult situations that we know as adults they may encounter at some point in their lives. I think the DARE program is a wonderful program, and believe it or not, 5th graders, this existed when a lot of the adults in this room were in 5th grade too, including myself, and I still remember sitting out there like you all are. We had black t-shirts instead of white ones, so that's a little different. But we went through the same training that you all did, and it was a fun time for us, and it was very valuable for me as an adult too. So I do appreciate the program, and again, I want to thank all of our guests. I want to thank our parents, our 5th grade teachers who welcomed Officer Williams and Sergeant Walker into the classroom. We know how valuable that time is, but we know that it was for a really good cause too, and we do appreciate you all welcoming them and supporting them as needed. I want to thank all of our future DARE graduates that I see in the audience. We got a lot of 4th graders and 3rd graders that are here who will get an opportunity to sit down here on this floor one day, hopefully. So glad to have you all here as well. And so now our speaker. So our speaker, Mr. Noel Shoemaker, he is a pastor at First Baptist Church on the Square here in Murfreesboro. And I've never had the privilege of hearing him preach a sermon, but I have actually had the opportunity to compete with him on the basketball court as a rival. And I can tell you, you can learn a whole lot about a person by how they compete. You really can, because if any of you have ever participated in any kind of competitive sport or anything competitive, sometimes it can get a little heated. Monopoly games, Connect Four, kickball. I mean, sometimes we can really have some emotional responses to what's going on the field or at the kitchen table or whatnot. But I can tell you, Mr. Shoemaker, he's a man that carries himself with utmost character on the basketball court for sure. And I know that he's going to have some very valuable words for us today. So please give a round of applause to our guest speaker, Mr. Noel Shoemaker.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Torres. I'm honored to be here and to be a part of this special ceremony today, and I want to congratulate all of you graduates. This is a wonderful achievement that we're celebrating this morning. I want to bring you greetings from the First Baptist Church on the Square where I pastor, and I'm grateful for Mr. Torres and his kind introduction. I want to share with you briefly something that I experienced when I was in elementary school that helped me learn some things about how to be my best and do my best. So when I was about 10 years old or so, I liked to play basketball, and I was pretty good. I wasn't great, but I was pretty good. And I played on a team that was one of the county teams, and our team was actually quite good. And we were winning some games and moving through the season and having a lot of fun. I had some great teammates and enjoyed going to practice and enjoyed going to games and had some good coaches and enjoyed knowing them and learning the game from them. Also, while I was at school, I was trying to do my best in my schoolwork, because part of being our best and doing our best is learning as much as we can at school from our teachers, our administrators, our classes, the different subjects we study. So I was trying to do my best, and one thing that I turned out to be good at was spelling. I was a good speller. And so I got to go to this big spelling bee in the county, and I was going to compete against people from different schools and see who the best spellers in the county were. And right when I found out I got to do that, our basketball team had kept winning game after game after game, and we were doing really well too. And it turned out that the basketball team was going to get to play for the county championship game, and I was going to get to try to win a spelling bee. But guess what? The championship game and the spelling bee were scheduled on the same night. And so I talked with my mom and dad about this, talked with my teacher, they talked with my principal, and then I talked with my basketball coaches. It was quite an ordeal trying to figure out what I was going to do. And what happened was they scheduled the events on the same night, but one of them started earlier than the other one did. So what we said was, I'll go to the first half of my basketball game, and I'll leave at halftime and drive across the city so I can try to do the spelling bee on the same night. And so that night, I was at the basketball game, and I got to play some in the first half. Again, I wasn't a great player. I was okay, but I liked being a part of a team, you know? And I did my best and got to play. And at halftime, the score was close to tied. I didn't know who was going to win. So I said bye to my coaches, said bye to my teammates, and got in the car with my mom and dad and went over to the school where they were having the spelling bee. And there were about 15 people in the spelling bee, I guess, and 2 people were going to be winners and get these prizes and get this stuff they get to take home with them and trophies and things like that. And I said, I just want to be one of those 2 winners. Well, when it got down to the last 3 people on stage, I was one of them. And they gave me the word to spell handkerchief. And I thought that was pretty hard, to be honest with you. Pretty hard word. And I tried to spell it, and they rang the bell, and I missed it. So that meant if the girl behind me got her word right, I wasn't going to win. And her word was pledge. And in that moment, I thought, you know, this isn't exactly fair. I have to spell handkerchief, and she has to spell pledge? I didn't say anything, but that's what I was thinking. And she spelled pledge, and she got it correct. And so these 2 girls won, and I lost. And when I got done, I hung my head, and I said, oh, Mom and Dad, you know, I wish I would have won. They said, it's okay, you did your best, you know, don't worry about it, you did your best. And I talked to a friend who was there, and I said, you know, what letter did I miss? And he told me where he thought I had messed up. So I was kind of discouraged. But then my mom and dad said, you want to find out who won your basketball game? And I said, yeah, I do want to find out who won the game. And so we called my coaches. And you know what they said? They said in the second half, our team put on a full court press. And the other team just couldn't handle it. And so we won the county championship. And I got really happy then. So I was part sad, part happy. I had lost, but in a way, I had won. And I want to share with you that that night I learned a couple of things about doing our best and being our best. One is, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. Okay? Sometimes you might get a trophy, sometimes you might not. Sometimes you might get recognition, sometimes you might not. But you can stay confident and keep going and keep doing your best, okay? The other thing I learned is, in the competition when I lost, it was just me all by myself. But in the competition where I won, I had some great teammates, some great people around me. And I thought, looking back, I think, some of the best ways that we can do our best and be our best is to surround ourselves with good folks, people that help us to excel, people that help us to make the right decisions, people that help us to do what's right, even when it's hard, people that can help us to win, not just in games, but also in life. And so I would just encourage you, in as much as you can, to pick people to hang out with, friends at school, in your neighborhood, wherever. Pick people that help you to do your best and be your best. And you can help them to do their best and be their best as well. And so I just wanted to share that with you this morning, and also want to congratulate you on your wonderful achievement and encourage you to keep doing your best and keep being your best. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Pastor Shoemaker. We really do appreciate that. It's like he read the Dare book himself and just gave you all a synopsis of everything that we've learned over the 10 weeks. I'd like to thank the parents for coming out, to the students. Really do appreciate you all. I've learned so much from you all, probably just as much as you all have taught me some things. Teachers, really do appreciate you all also. You all, everyone has truly been an inspiration and a blessing to me. So with no further ado, I would like to call up Ms. Crowley's class.
Before we get started, the fifth grade teachers would like to take a moment to express our gratitude to Officer Williams and Sergeant Walker for their dedication to our students. It takes a special person to be a DARE officer, and we're always amazed at how they can come into our classrooms in the middle of a fifth grade year and motivate our students, connect with them, and we just want to thank you for your dedication to our students and to the DARE program.
Okay, we'll start with Ethan Adams. Go in front and down. Good job. Kareem Burgess. Alyssa Cottrell. William Cameron. Evan Dial. Aiden George. Evan Gilbert. Lucila Gutierrez. Carly Hayes. Peyton Holliday. Samantha Hunt. Jackson Kelly. Next is Chloe Kirby, but she's absent today, so she'll receive hers when she returns. Austin McFall. Jordan Pasquale. Casey Pena. Annalise Riley. Libby Ritter. Will Sanders. Lucy South. Hayden Surstedt. Sarah Tate.
Okay, let's do Dare Boy and Dare Girl. Ladies first. Dare Girl in Miss Crowley's class. Case Pena. Dare Boy, Aiden George. Third place essay winner, Evan Gilbert. Second place, Samantha Hunt. First place, Libby Ritter.
Dare has taught me so many things, like not to use drugs/alcohol, to use good communication, and so much more, so I can become a healthy and strong kid. So I want to share with you what I have learned Dare. Alcohol is very addictive, especially if you use it every day. It also slows down your mind and body, but mixing alcohol and medicine is very dangerous too. I didn't know if you knew this, but alcohol is bad, and that there are 75,000 alcohol-related deaths in the U.S. a year. That is a lot of people, so stay safe and away from drugs. Also, using good communication is very important too. There are many types of communication. There's verbal communication, when you speak with your words to another person. The next type of communication is nonverbal. Nonverbal communication is when you use your body to talk and not your mouth or words. Also, when you communicating, you should use good eye contact and pay attention to what the person who is talking is saying. So you should make sure you are using great communication. Last, I'm going to talk about is bullying. When you see someone being bullied, you are called a bystander. A bystander is a person who witnesses bullying and has an opportunity to help. Sometimes bystanders don't tell, though, because they are scared of being bullied themselves, and they don't think they might be tattling and not telling. Well, there is a difference in tattling and telling. Tattling is when you want to get someone in trouble for harmless behavior. Telling is providing information to a trusted adult to help someone or keep them safe. So you are telling, not tattling, to keep someone safe. Also, when you are reporting something like bullying, you always need to know the 5 W's: who was involved, what happened, when it happened, where it happened, and why it happened. So if you are a bystander in any way, if you are a bystander, you are being bullied. Remember what I just said. I hope that I have informed you on what Dare is all about, so maybe you can come and join. Like I said, Dare has taught me so much, and all I want is to share what I have learned with you.
Next, we'll have Miss Hatchell's class.
Cash Blake. Bryden Davenport. Peyton Elliott. Mackay Finch. Nathaniel Gardner. Bradley Hawker. Jake Jackson. Aaron Jones. Carl Purcell. Ariel Leinert. Julio Macias. Mackenzie McCormick. Brooklyn Mellon. Allie Motts. Avery Parker. Addie Prince. Argelia Sanchez. Caden Setzer. Alice Sirasing. London Smith. Alexa Lara.
Their girl from Miss Hatchell's class, Avery Parker. Their boy, Aaron Jones. Third place essay, Aaron Jones. Second place, Argelia Sanchez. First place, Alexa Laura.
This year in DARE, I have learned many things that I have used and plan on using them again. I have learned that if someone is being bullied physically, emotionally, or verbally, I should tell someone no matter what. I have also learned ways to deal with stress because no matter what happens, there's always a solution, so you shouldn't stress out. And one more important thing I learned is that I have to make responsible choices because it can really harm me or others depending on the situation. Now I'm going to talk about how I have used the DARE decision model to help me one day. One day, my friend and I were playing at the park like usual. Then we went back home. Me and my friend wanted something to drink. We got Coke. My mom got mad because she wanted us to drink something healthy, so we lied to her. But when we thought about it, what we did, would we keep lying or tell the truth? So we decided to tell the truth. I will use my DARE decision model if someone is offering me a harmful substance or object, or if someone is being bullied, or if I'm being bullied. I can even use it when I'm really in really stressful situations. That was some of the things I have learned. I have used them and will use. This program is really helpful. I have learned many things, and I really hope others enjoy it too.
Next, we'll have Ms. Nunley's class.
Ben Allen. Lennon Bradley. Kira Crandall. Adrian David. Emma Floyd. Ava Hughes. Justice Keith. Jonathan Martinez. Kyler Neal. Max Overholt. Jacqueline Owens. Lauren Pendleton. Atara Portney. Ethan Rowland. Karsten Repp. Aiden Russell. Reagan Civilly. Carmen Scott. Cadence Staff. Logan Trammell. Caitlin Wilson. Christine Wolvington. Sarah Workman.
Dear girl, Miss Nunley's class, Caitlin Wilson. Dear boy, Ethan Rowland. Third place, Jacqueline Owens. Second place, Caitlin Wilson. And first place, Lennon Bradley.
This year in DARE, I have learned a lot. I have learned about how to keep safe with drugs and smoking. I have learned to control myself when a bad situation comes along. And I have learned how to report bullying. I use the DARE decision-making model this year to help me define, assess, respond, and evaluate a problem or a problem that I have. Later on, when I will use the choices to smoke, when I have the choices to smoke or drink, I will say no because my great DARE officer has taught me to not do bad things like that. We learn how to define our problems, and to do that, we define each situation so when something happens, we know what to do. My DARE officer is amazing. His name is Officer Williams. He has taught us a lot of what we need to know and about keeping us safe. He is so fun. Sometimes we get to do fun things like the DARE box. The DARE box is a box that we decorated so that we can put questions in the box for Officer Williams to answer. He answers the questions so we know a little bit more about him. Overall, this year in DARE, it has been great. Learning about it is so fun. We learn about DARE. We learn about what DARE means: drug abuse resistant and education, and mostly how to handle a situation when it's hurting someone or bullying.
Next, we'll have Miss Pace's class.
Chloe Atkins. Andrew Cade. Lily Christian. Ben Cipriano. Addie Cobb. Bella Davenport. Hunter Feld. Eli Gillespie. Hayden Gotchkoff. Landon Guzman. Emma Kallmeyer. Nate Likens. Maria Padalin. May Perez. Cooper Stevens. Stone Thomas. DeJuan Thornton. Gage Walls. William Weems. Brooklyn Whitaker. Danny Witzman.
Their girl for Miss Pace's class, Bella Davenport. Their boy, Cooper Stevens. Third place essay winner, DeJuan Thornton. Second place, Maria Padalin. And first place, Lily Christian.
graduate from DARE, it has helped me through a lot of problems like bullying, fear, standing up for what's right, and just saying no to drugs. It is hard when someone tells you to do something that is not right and say no, because I know. I too had to think about what I said before I said it. Someone told me to lie to my parents and go where my parents told me not, and I really had to think about it. But yes, I went home and never saw them again. In DARE, I have learned a lot. For example, alcohol is illegal for anyone under 21. I didn't know that. More than 400 people die from tobacco-related causes a year. When I am stressed, to count to 10 with my eyes closed, empathy is understanding, a risk is taking a chance. So far, I have learned so much from my amazing DARE teacher. Thank you so much for helping me stay true to myself and saying no to the bad things in life that can change us. So in the end, this has been such a great experience for me. Thank you.
We'll now have Sergeant Walker come up and join Ms. Pauls for her class presentation.
Chris Ambule. Kalia Brown. Anna Campbell. Tyler Casserly. Aubrey Knatzer. Cameron Cooper. Samantha Gibbons. Chloe Gillette. Aiden Hebden. Blair Hollins. Lorelei King. Catalina Lockery. Demarion Locklear. Adrian Manaram. Wendy Mendoza. Kelson Roos. Connor Smith. Rowan Strong. Madeline Taylor. Jackson Tripp. Jonathan Warner. Shania Williams. Evan Wilson.
All right. For Mrs. Paul's class, the DARE girl is Anna Marie Campbell. DARE boy, Jonathan Warner. Third place essay, Kalia Brown. Second place, Catalina Lockery. And first place, Samantha Gibbons.
How was DARE today? Well, I thought it was pretty good. I'm so excited for the graduation for when we all get done with the 10 lessons, but I'm mostly glad that Sergeant Walker actually tells the truth about problems in actual life. I mean, he didn't go easy on the bullying lesson. I know that was very important. So what have you learned during all the lessons? I have learned to resist drug abuse and more in all the lessons. To sum it up, the most important ones to me was how to deal with stress and signs of communication. Now, I usually use those 2 lessons anywhere, but the main thing I have learned is to make good choices when in a crisis. What do you do or use to help you remember? Yeah, we use something called the DARE Decision-Making Model, or DDMN. It helps us decide what to do in a problem that can happen any day. We also come up with steps and examples of problems in our DARE book. It goes define, assess, respond, and evaluate. We all go through the steps, figuring out if these are good choices we made. So how do you plan to make good decisions? Well, I could use many things. 1, DDMM. 2, the words to DARE, define, assess, respond, and evaluate, or drug abuse resistance education, and more. I could use all those things and remember them so I can respond in a way that will keep me safe. To sum it up, the things I have learned in DARE will and should help me for the rest of my life. And I promise I will never smoke or drink in my life ever. It sounds horrible anyway, but trust me, I'll do my best in the world, even though I'm only 10 years old and in 5th grade.
Good job. All right, thank you, Mrs. Paul. Chris, come on back up.
Miss Tripp's class, if you all would please come.
Kennedy Adams. John Bowman. Corson Boyce. Kaylin Brady. Chloe De Silva. Gabe Davenport. Ani Dickerson. Freddie Dio. AJ Garland. Madeline Gaunt. Drew Huffmeyer. Madison Joy. Cole Crucell. Emily Lightfoot. Parker Myers. Savannah Smith. Malia Sparkman. Trevor Stevens. Drew Stockham. Sarah Stone. Logan Wolford. Carson Wood.
Their girl, Annie Dickerson. Their boy, Carson Wood. Third place essay winner, Ms. Tripp's class, Kennedy Adams. Second place, Malia Sparkman. First place, Savannah Smith.
DARE. What have I DARE stands for Drug Abuse Resistant Education. What have I learned in DARE? I have learned how to communicate effectively, handle stress, make the right decisions, and how to defend, assess, respond, and evaluate a problem. Now, here's what I've learned in DARE. I have learned how to communicate effectively. Like, I wanted to tell my mom I did not want to stay home alone, but I did not know how. The first thing I did was define the problem. I don't want to stay home alone. Then, assess the problem. Talk to my mom, and then respond to her confidently. Talk to my mom about how I feel. Now I go to my friend's house after school. It was a really good thing I talked to my mom. I have learned how to handle stress. Like, one of my friends was talking behind my back, and it did not make me feel good about myself at all. I got really mad at her for doing that. I thought we were really good friends. So these are some strategies I used. Count to 10 and take deep breaths in and out. Making the right decision can be hard sometimes. That is why we have DARE. I remember I had a really hard decision to make. I was able to go to the lake, but I had gymnastics the next day. Guess what? I ended up making the worst decision and went to the lake. Then the next day, I was not able to go to gymnastics because I was too sore and too tired. The next day, some feelings got hurt, so now I learned from DARE that I made the wrong decision. In conclusion, I am glad I had the privilege to learn DARE with my DARE officer. I am glad that I'm glad that I have some new ways to handle stress and be able to communicate effectively. Now making the right decision come much easier. I have learned a lot in DARE and hope you have too.
All right, thank you. Let's give all of our DARE graduates one more big round of applause.